I'd like to welcome everybody to CCT coverage of the Women's Masters Final in Basel. This is the semi-final. Final day of competition. My name is Armin Harder. I'm here to take you through the semi-final game between Tirinzoni and Feltscher. Both teams qualifying through their quarterfinals this morning. We are underway in the first end. Tirinzoni playing Red Rocks has the hammer here in the first end. And we'll be introducing the teams shortly. And here we go from left to right. Christine Jurech lead, Franziska Kaufmann, Irene Shori and Binia Feltscher from Flims, Switzerland, 2014 World Champions, here in semifinals against Team Tirinzoni. From left to right, Esther Neuenschwander at second, Silvana Tirinzoni skip, and Marlene Elbrecht at lead. Manuela Siegrist in the middle at third position. That team playing out of Aarau, Switzerland. Team Tirinzoni qualifying through the A round direct. Feltscher beating Pätz in the B final to qualify yesterday afternoon. And as we can see here, Team Tirinzoni already with 3 rocks, nicely spread out in the house, and Tirinzoni having the hammer. Tirinzoni beat Team Fleming in the quarterfinal this morning, and Feltscher hanging on in an extra end against Sherry Middaugh in the other quarterfinal. The other semifinal game that we'll switch to that every once in a while, take a look at the score is Sidorova against Muirhead. We watched Muirhead this morning defeat Pätz 5-4 in their quarterfinal game, and Sidorova defeated Hasselberg fairly handily. Team Feltscher here already in a bit of trouble. Tirinzoni has 3 counters, all spread out throughout the house. 2014 world champion Feltscher, 2014 European champion.
Okay.
Almost made the double.
Okay. Nein, so wie am Schluss. Ja. Genau. Ja. Okay, 63, ich würde mal 15
Gut,
okay.
ich glaube gut. Ich müsste glaube ich ein bisschen, oder?
Danach?
Ja, kannst du ein bisschen?
Die Leute,
Nein,
ja,
mach.
gut.
Ach,
Sperle, komm in Sperle. Ja.
Musst.
Sperle.
Musst von der Länge her.
Ja, fest. Ja, fest, komm. Ja, zieh. Go, go, go. Oh. Gut so.
Still counting 3.
Das ist noch weit gelaufen.
Ja.
Ich nicht gedacht. Ich glaube, der
Straight
Freund ist auf der ersten
raise double for Bina to try and cut down Tirinzoni to 2.
So, that's good.
She'll need to make this double, not to give up a 3 in the first end. Gets one. And does she get it enough? Not. Straight open hit for Tirinzoni here in the first end to take a big lead.
Das Team braucht noch einen Touch mehr, damit der Pin ankommt.
Manuel ist ja, glaube ich, recht kontrolliert gelaufen, oder?
Ja.
Tipptopp. Ja.
Ist eher ein bisschen länger.
Marlen! Ein bisschen länger!
Nein, ist gut.
Marlen!
Marlen,
Nein, putzen! Esther! Nein, putzen! Esther! Oh, putzen! Marlen! Marlen, fest! Ja!
Oh, Schwester. Schön.
Straightforward nose hit. Big score of 3 here in the semi-final of the Women's Masters in Basel.
Das ist das
Team Tirinzoni taking an early lead, playing 8 ends.
Ja. Schon heiß.
Nicely played rock. Top of the button. Feltscher now As for a corner guard, needing to create some offense.
Richtig ist gut.
Manu?
Noch nicht. Gut so. Gut gewischt. 8.
Ja. Gut.
Linie ist gut.
Richtig Zeit. Richtig ist gut.
Linie ist
Gut.
gut. Wo sind wir?
Ja, nur 4. Nur 4. Nein, 5.
Kommt
5 wäre
sauber.
super.
Kommt
Richtig ist
sauber.
gut. Gut, Länge. Richtig ist super. Gerne genug. Fast
Linie
30.
ist gut. Macht alles sauber.
Muss doch ein bisschen 30.
Schön.
Gut.
Die einfach ein bisschen tappen.
Ja.
Innen
Ding ab.
12.
So Feltscher wanting a tap, get those 2 red rocks behind the tee line, create a little bit of backing. Corner guard up, certainly an opportunity to get some rocks into play and create some offense.
Bitte kürzer. Zieh.
Mini haben normal reagiert. Ist schon.
Zieh.
Eben, ja.
Fest. Zieh. Ho. Sehr schön.
Very nicely done by Christina Urich.
Nase.
Ja, ist gut.
So as you can see with those 2 red rocks back there, that yellow one will be
Biene.
a little more complicated to remove.
Biene bis normal.
Ja.
Just off the nose on the left-hand side, drive it back through those 2 red ones without touching them.
Ja, der ist normal. Ach, nicht dranbleiben.
Warte.
Marlen.
Manu. Wow.
Wow.
Manu. Fest.
Ist gut.
Zieh. Wow.
Okay.
Didn't quite get it. Jams on the back, and now Feltscher is laying shot with the corner guard up. Then an opportunity to draw in around that.
Ja. Ja. Vorne 4.
Albrecht's rock, second rock, a little bit too deep in the house, that allowed Feltscher to
Also.
play these type of shots.
Viel lang.
Oh, gut, Länge.
Zieh, richtig. Ist auer. Nochmal Länge. Wow. Zieh.
Trying to come around, that's really hooking. And she wrecks on the guard.
Der ist gut für den Fisch. Zum
Ja.
Fisch. Ja.
Not a very good shot there. Need to get past that guard.
Nase ist glaub fest.
Okay.
Normal.
Ja, ist gut.
Fein ist gut.
Ein bisschen Riss genommen haben.
Ja,
Normal.
Manu, mach dich parat.
Und Botzen noch. Botzen.
Nur putzen.
Immer noch
Marlen,
Botzen. Dann
putzen.
Marlen.
Marlen.
Ja. Fest.
Fest.
Schön.
Schön.
Ja.
Still an opportunity here for Flims to get this rock just off the nose on the inside, maybe roll in front of that red one outside of the 4 foot. Get into a good position there.
Warte schnell.
Force Tirinzoni's team into making a tough shot.
Zieh.
Was hast du?
Zieh.
Sweeper's not
Gut gespielt.
going to hits it on the nose. Not quite what you want. Just wanted to get a little bit of a roll to get some backing. That didn't work out. Tirinzoni able to nose hit this, maybe get on the inside of it a bit. Roll to the outside a bit, sorry. Nice little roll. And this will force Feltscher to hit.
Können wir da noch stoßen?
Ja, ist gut.
Hinten, Backline.
Ja.
And she's coming with a quiet hit. Try and move those rocks behind the tee line again and try and use them as backing. You're in Shorey.
Hände knapp.
Die Line. Fest, richtig. Tier. Fest.
This is hooking. It's curling a bit too much. Certainly wasn't back line.
Tipptopp.
Did move that shot rock behind the forefoot. But I think you can move that yellow one out.
Moment, kann sie mit dem Hinteren, kommt sie nicht gut am Hinteren an, oder?
Ja, Nase geht schon.
Ah, okay. Gut, komm,
Aber,
dann nehmen wir ihn.
Was wäre die Alternative? Da, willst du da lieber, oder was?
Nein, ist gut, komm, wir machen den Weg.
I think it's a good opportunity to move that yellow one. You can hit it just off the nose on the outside, on the left, or on the right-hand side now in our picture. Maybe roll to the middle a bit.
Ein bisschen länger als
You should be able to
vorher.
clear that rock out without touching the others.
Ja, hinten. Whatever.
Du machst es gut.
Local girl Manuela Zegers from Basel.
Fest. Wow. Wow.
Grew up curling in this club. This is an 8-sheeter here in
Esther.
Arlesheim, just outside of Basel. And she picks it nicely and rolls over to the other side. So again, Feltscher looking at a whole bunch of Swiss rocks. They're
Schöne Manu.
Aarau rocks.
T-line härter.
Zieht richtig ins Gas. Hoch mit dem Sand.
This is over curling a bit. Doesn't want to bump it. Turned out pretty good. And we can see here the angle is a little bit complicated for Tirinzoni. Hard to remove that. She can get to the nose of it, drive it back hard enough. She might be able to cross it out the front without jamming. She'll lose that red one on the left, but that won't matter to her. Certainly a nose hit there. Might drive it over top of that red one that's in the back of the forefoot. She'll have to hit it hard enough though. Coming from the inside out. A nose hit would do it. Drive that yellow back onto the red. Come across the top of that one in the back. Possibly get it out. No, just hit on the outside, jammed it. And that sets up Feltscher here. Looking at one yellow counter. Question is now where to put her second without setting up a double. Almost need to freeze to the back one maybe.
Ja, hat sie halt dann nicht zuerst recht. Mit ihm daheim. Ist das so viel? Schon, hä? Nicht ganz.
Ja, 14-2 in dem Fall, Teamline.
14-2.
Wir Preis auf den dort hinten.
Okay.
Ich habe das Gefühl, 14-2 ist Teamline.
Sogar schon.
Ja.
Okay. Also auch von der
Sie haben jetzt halt
Seite.
noch weniger gespielt. 14 ist
Vielleicht 14 und das andere ist.
Ja.
I think she's just trying to draw T-line on the other side as far as separation she get without setting up some sort of double angle.
Gute Länge.
Gut, zieh richtig.
Current European champion. 2014 world champion.
Knapp!
Pretty good. Controlled. Needs Sure, second shot. Comes up a little short. Not really what you wanted. Needed T-line.
Ja, wir sind second, third.
Tirinzoni now with an opportunity to hit and roll. Right where that broom is.
Ich denke einfach ein bisschen wicken.
Needs to make a play on that shot rock, which is belonging to Feltscher.
Ja, ein bisschen wicken. Noch ein bisschen schneller. Ein bisschen wicken. Ja. Wie lang? Boot bis Biel. Okay, ist gut.
Haben wir jetzt ein paar schon gespielt? Ja.
Tipptopp.
Du hast den.
Fien, gut. Ja, sehr richtig gut. Oh, Marlen. Oh! Esther! Esther!
Sweepers on and off. Gets it on those. Didn't get the roll, but line 2. There is a possible raised double. Yellow over. Tricky shot though, and if it goes wrong, you're giving up a whole bunch. So I think Feltscher may just opt to hit and roll in. Make sure she makes one. Yep, she's just looking at that right now. It's a pretty high risk shot though. It's certainly there.
Ja, das schon.
Zwischenteilen. Ja. Das ist nochmal so
Yeah,
lang.
even split it.
Ja, man macht den.
Needs to hit it, the yellow one, fairly thin on the left-hand side, so that it drives it back onto the red on the right, and her shooter would roll over on top of that red one in the left. So there's a split possibility here also.
Nein, nicht weniger.
14-6.
Aber ziemlich gut. Der 4-2 gewesen.
Werden wir unsere teilen?
Ja.
Okay.
Backline.
Gut.
Wichtig ist vor allem wichtig. Es muss uns noch Option B kommen.
Ja.
Mhm.
Bitte weniger.
Dean Feltscher trying to close up the game here a little bit. Score 2 here in the second. Needs a split. Were they too late? Sweeping it hard. Gets one.
Okay.
Not enough. Just for one. Needs to get on that a little bit earlier maybe, or a little bit more weight. Yeah. Just curled a little too much for her, almost had it. Nice attempt. So 1 for Feltscher. And after 2 ends of play here at the Women's Masters in Basel, the 10th edition, 10th anniversary, and the score is 3-1 for Tirinzoni after 2 ends of play. Tirinzoni now taking the hammer in the 3rd. And we're in semi-final action here. 24 teams started at this event at the beginning on Friday morning. We're down to the last 4. The world champions, Pätz, getting eliminated in the quarterfinals. Middaugh eliminated in the quarterfinals. Hasselborg lost in the quarterfinals to Sidorova after having removed Sigvardsson, countryman, out of that competition in the C final yesterday. And Scotland's team Fleming also. 2 Scottish teams qualifying for the quarterfinals, so the Scots, very good performance for them this weekend. Muirhead obviously playing against Sidorova on sheet 1, and we'll quickly take a look over at that game if we can. See what the score is after 2 ends of play. We'll check into that game every once in a while, update you. And there we see trading ones. Hammer now with Muirhead in the 3rd end.
Zet lang aus.
Gut sei.
Da 2 lange, da muss nicht nach sein. Überher noch. Sonst fremd sie noch ein bisschen. Zieh, fremd sie. Sehr schön.
Nicely around the guard, maybe just a slight bit too long. This will allow Franziska Kaufmann to come down and draw on top of that. Maybe get into a good steal position here. This Kaufmann from Driendl, Switzerland, up in the mountains, Bern region. Feltscher team spread out quite a bit over the country. Great shot there from Franziska. Ina coming from Flims, which is eastern part of Switzerland, also in the mountains. Shori from Zurich area. Christina Uter from Bern area. Team spread out quite a bit. Tirinzoni team playing under Aarau. A little bit closer together. Three of the girls in the Zurich area. And Siegrist coming from Basel. Certainly makes training a little less complicated when you're close together. And that over curls a bit, no line on that. As we see, no coverage on that at all. Tirinzoni wanting to remove the top one in the 12-foot. Esther Nguyen, Chandler. Needs to get that rock on the left-hand side. Could have got off the sweeping on that. Might have stuck the shooter around, but removes that top one in the 12-foot. And Feltscher now with the opportunity to replace that guard in a better position. This guard looking much better if it comes to a stop. Over curled a bit too. That guard is in such a good position, you'll want to remove that, not leave it there. Not a very good shot from Manuela. Misses the guard completely and jams the back one. Now another draw for Feltscher. Able to put another one behind the guard. Put Tirinzoni under pressure here in the third end. Nicely played. And we see here, really nice position there. Tirinzoni needing to remove that guard now, maybe drive it back and pick up a few of the yellow in the back. Doesn't get it. Very close. And also takes away that out-turn draw, leaving that red one where it is. So good position here for Feltscher now to steal. Needs to replace that guard now. That also just over curled. Line not perfect on that. I don't think there's a double there, but certainly Tirinzoni can now make a play at that one in the top. Remove that. Open up the one in the back. So that's yeah, it's just about the second or third one we've seen over curl now in that spot. Just maybe not quite the right ice. Big finish there. Silvana Tirinzoni, out turn takeout. Trying to remove that top yellow one.
Esther.
Bis Wien.
Esther. Esther. Ja.
Marsch, Marsch, Marsch.
Ja.
Fest, fest, fest. Alles
Whoa,
fest.
Hand was a bit-
whoa.
A little more rotation would be good. It certainly gets the top one, rolls over. It's about the best she can do with that.
Ja.
Feltscher still laying with one. Good opportunity here to put it behind the guard. Nicely buried, and that would give Tirinzoni a really tough shot for her last one.
Zwei, drei. Ja, ja, okay. Wir müssen.
Bisschen kommen wir noch.
Okay, ja. Ja. Fest. Ja, fest. Sterk nur. Fest. Ja.
Line is very good. Does she have the weight?
It's
looking short. Don't think she's going to out-count those red ones. Doesn't quite make it. But she does cover up that yellow shot. So, Tirinzoni, there's a long raise takeout for 3. Or the in-turn draw for 1. Venus Rock just coming up about foot and a half short. Needs to be second shot in that position. So certainly an opportunity here for Tirinzoni is worth a try. Worst that could happen is she gives up a steal of 1, but if she makes it, she's got a possibility of 3. It's not an easy shot, but angle raise, drive it back onto that yellow.
Hang ist gut.
Gets it, nails it. And 3. A fortunate turn there for Tirinzoni. Feltscher comes up short with her draw. And instead of making a tough shot for 1, Tirinzoni gets an angle raise for 3. And that puts this game at 6-1 after 3 ends of play. Nice shot, Tirinzoni, good sweeping. Sweepers. But that end could have gone totally different. So we're back here in the 4th at the Women's Masters in Basel semi-final action. Team Tirinzoni versus Team Feltscher. Certainly Tirinzoni now in a very comfortable position. Still 5 ends to go though. This game is far from over. Score of 2 or 3 here for Feltscher, and make the game close again.
Sehr schön kriegen.
Gut.
So, Headshot.
Gut.
Meter kürzer.
And we can see in the last 10 how quickly this game can turn. Feltscher, another rock or two longer with her last rock, and
Bisschen knapp in der Länge. Okay, Strano.
Tirinzoni's looking at probably giving up one
Nein, ist breit.
Linie ist
as
gut.
opposed to making 3.
Ja, der kommt schon.
That's curling.
Super Länge.
Every shot,
Danke.
every inch counts.
Ja, ja.
In der Länge noch ein bisschen. Noch klein, noch klein.
Fest.
Gut.
Neben das Hintere.
Hälfte, ja. Hing 8.
Ja, nur in eine Backline hinein.
Ja. Danke.
Ein bisschen mehr.
Länge ist gut. Kurz warten.
Warte.
Warte.
Oh, Sekarla.
Hat 5.
Manu, ist gut, wenn du 2
Länge
und
wäre
5
gut.
hast jetzt. Sorry, Manu. Ja, es tut mir auch leid, aber ich glaube, es sind alle gut.
Gut so.
So again, Bina trying to move some red rocks around, trying to get something set up, trying to get rocks in play.
Ja.
Big hill to climb here for that Flims team. The only way you're going to do that is by getting as many rocks in play as possible. Hope for some mistakes.
Wartet.
Nein. Bereit sein. Manu.
Noch nicht. Manu, ja.
Manu.
Manu. Fest.
Zieh ihn fest.
Fest.
Und gut.
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 Ja.
So.
11. Ja.
Jetzt steuer mit diesen Schichten. Du kannst einfach hoffen, dass er nicht mehr dich am Filmen war. 10,5! Ja.
Achtung.
Wenn du dich
Zieh!
da abziehst.
Zieh.
Ja, nur die ersten
Fest.
2 Schifte abgezogen.
Noch ein.
Sag es ja nur.
Danke nicht.
Gut. Merci. Ist gut gewesen, Leni.
10,7.
Gut, ja, ist gerade gut.
Nochmal, oder? Ja, ist gut.
Kommst du ein bisschen kürzer.
Okay.
Länge wäre gut gewesen.
10,7. Ja. Ist fast gleich.
Warte,
Enger, Manu. Ist gleich lang. Gleich lang wie vorher. Ja, ziehen! Gleich lang wie vorher.
Fest, Manu. Fest.
Alles!
Fest. Zieh.
Go! Gut, okay.
Bina almost got the jam there, but just swept it hard enough. And removes that red one in the back. Tirinzoni not disappointed to see that one go. And now nicely sprayed out with 2 red rocks. Still a guard out front to work with for
Viel Platz noch. Ja,
Feltscher.
müssen. Viel Platz.
Achtung, nimm so viel Platz. Zieh.
Ja, mega gerne.
Richtig ist gut. Wechseln noch. Fest. Zieh. Fest. Sehr schön.
Nicely covered.
Nice
Almost
shot,
around.
nice
Angle's
second.
very good
Yeah.
on the back one.
Ich glaube Garten.
So oder so.
Ja,
Nur Kart.
nur Garten. Ja.
Hey.
Also das war meine Idee.
Fest.
Mitte.
90.
Mit mittig auch.
Mit der mehr.
Bis 2, ja.
Oh,
2.
nicht so nach. Richtig ist gut. Oh. Gut. Sehr schön.
Gut so.
Kann der einfach den Run wegspielen?
Wow, wow. Gut, putzen.
Putzen.
Ja. Nein, nicht gut. Gut. Jawohl.
Super Länge.
Ja, tipptopp.
Haben wir sie schon? Wir sind second.
Eins Mitte.
So they'll need to put a guard back up again.
Richtig ist gut.
Try and get something to hide behind.
Wo ist er?
Eins.
Need to generate a couple of points here.
Richtig ist gut. Noch ein bisschen. Zieh. Gut. Gut so.
Mir ist beides recht.
Nochmal Guard.
Certainly does a good job of covering that yellow rock. Although Tirinzoni is laying a shot.
Das Ding ist einfach, ziehen muss fast so wichtig.
So they want to get a second one in there.
Ist gut, machen wir Guard.
Or open it up. Tirinzoni opts to remove that guard. Makes a good choice. Giving up one is certainly not a big problem. Even two. Don't want to give up three.
Go. Dash. Ja. Ja.
Clearing done.
Wir nur so dran her.
Oder Fake.
Ich hätte schon. Also.
Nein, das ist ja nicht.
Pfeile werden nicht so zu.
Du musst den, gell?
Oh ja. Siehst du, ich habe mich schon dran gewandt.
Also jetzt schon. Ha? Jetzt schon. Ja, wahrscheinlich könnten wir den da. Ist gut. Nein, ist gut.
Also es ist etwa...
Probieren wir.
Wir werden es von außen spielen.
So I think Feltscher's trying to split this yellow one again. By all indications, she has an option to draw down to the red one in the back and bump it back, so to make a third shot. But I seem to want to split this yellow one again. End up lying two. This will be her second split attempt in this game. First one
Hier, Backline.
in the second end didn't quite go the way she wanted. She only picked up the score one.
Oh! Zieh!
This really curls here, so I wonder if they didn't wait too long again. Oh, they made a good shot here.
Lang gespielt.
And two yellows sitting. I wonder if they're separated enough to stop a double. Sweeper's just keeping it.
Solid.
Curls anymore, and she doesn't have it. That's a good shot.
Wie liegt ihr? Gleiche Höhe, oder?
Ja, nicht ganz.
Tirinzoni wanting to make sure she gets at least one. And there is a possibility if she comes across far enough, she might be able to move that yellow one off to the left. Very difficult shot. Main thing here is to make sure you get at least one.
Malen. Ja. Ja. Okay.
And she does just that. So, full draw to the 8 foot for Feltscher.
Okay. Das haben wir jetzt schon bei einer 14 oder eher mehr?
Ja, da haben wir vorher ganz viel gespielt.
14-3.
Ja.
Okay.
Genug?
Geht lang aus?
Sportlänge.
Gut aus, ganz ab.
Geht gut.
Ganz ab. Herr Karl, nicht so fest.
Just needs a full 8 foot.
Ich glaube nicht putzen. Mal.
Wieder putzen.
Just keeping it clean.
14,5.
Sweepers seem happy with it.
Sehr schön.
Little score of 2 here in the 4th. Feltscher closes up the game a bit, moves within 3, but Tirinzoni does take the hammer here in the 5th end.
Genau. Guter Plan.
Ja, das Eis an der Mitte.
Ich probiere eins.
Genau.
Machen wir es 2. Aber gesagt, ich komme noch lang
And we're
aus.
back here in the 5th end.
Karl, der fest.
CCT coverage of the Women's
Und er
Masters
kommt jetzt,
Basel
Wieder nachschauen.
2015.
Tipptopp. Fährt auch gut, Marlin. Ja, ist gut.
We're in semi-final
Right.
game here. My name is Armin Halter. I'll be here for the rest of this game and covering the final two at about 2:45, plus minus.
5. Ja, bis 8. Zielline.
That'll be the winner of this match against the winner of Sidorova Muirhead
Ja,
that we
bis
will be
7.
showing for that final.
Richtig ist okay.
Teams here playing for first place prize money of 10,000 Swiss francs. Second place, 7,000. So lots to play for. And in our feature game here, Tirinzoni certainly in the driver's seat. 3-point lead after 4 ends of play with the hammer. Feltscher team have their work cut out for them. Still 4 ends to go.
Nur drüber.
Hinter lang.
Kann ich selber machen.
Ja, komm da Mitte.
Aber das hat schnell.
Bis 2. Nein, Mitte ist gut.
Gut so.
Gut.
It was a quick first end. Three fairly simple, scored by Tirinzoni. And the second end, Feltscher had a possibility of scoring 2, trying a little split. Only managed to get 1. And then in the third end, it looked like Feltscher had everything under control. With her last straw, she needed to be another half meter. Came up short and allowed a raise angle takeout that Tirinzoni made nicely
Sorry, ich meinte, du bist
for
am
a 3.
Stoppen.
And that blew open this game. But Tirinzoni certainly giving an opportunity to Feltscher here. 2 rocks from Marlena Albrecht behind the tee line. 2 center guards up there. That's certainly not what you want to see when you've got a 3-point lead. You'd rather see those rocks through the back of the house.
En te knap.
Ja. 3. Richtig ist gut. Fest. Zieh noch. So weiter geht. Kommen. Zieh. Zieh. Noch weiter. Zieh. Fest. Gut so. Gut gewusst. Merci. 15.
Jolly, oder?
2/3.
Ja.
Ja.
Schön zum Wasser.
Great clearing. Gets one. And now we see how those red rocks could be a big bother. She got an in-turn draw around that, even if she's only half covered. Those 2 red rocks at the back of the rings, certainly a problem for Tirinzoni.
Zieh richtig. Da ist Auer. Komm richtig. Noch richtig. Zieh. Gut, Länge. Zieh. Fest. Richtig. Fest.
Line's looking pretty good.
Zieh.
Oh, Lengi.
Will they get past the guard?
Weiter.
Yes.
Weiter.
Very nicely done.
Wow, super gewusst. Schon gut. Ich denke, dann haben sie andere.
He ran short. Certainly has her draw weight down. That's number 1.
2/3. Ja.
Nicely placed rocks. Last couple ends.
You got this.
Tirinzoni still needing to clean up the mess out front. And always a danger of driving those yellows back onto the reds. Gets one, gets another, and jams. Really fortunate there, but good shot. And no guards out front anymore for Feltscher.
Nicht nochmal Guard. Nein, ist mir schon gut. Machen wir so. Wir können schon nochmal Guard.
The only way she's going to steal is if she guards. She plays onto the back one. She's maybe forcing Tirinzoni into one, but she's certainly not stealing.
Mit ihm! Gute Länge. Komm mal mit ihm. Wechseln. Komm mit ihm. Nicht da Kerle, das macht Kerle nicht so fest. Und so. Nehmen wir noch Witz. Zieh.
Keep it on the center.
Fest. Gut.
Gut so. Was?
Nicely played.
Ja. Ich hab halb von hinten.
Ja?
Ich hab hinten halb.
Ja, dann
Tirinzoni
willst du
will need to remove that guard because she can't make a play at the one in the 4-foot because she'll drive that back onto the red.
So gut. Ich sag's noch.
Simplest thing, remove the guard. That's the danger.
Whoa.
Marlon.
Hitting the wrong buttons there. And that wasn't a very good shot at all.
Hinge dran, oder?
Ja.
Look at disappointment on her face.
Heel lang. Van 8. Nou is goed.
bisschen näher.
Wie tut der lang, nicht?
Nein. Willst du schon noch ein bisschen?
Wechseln!
Shory's pretty good weight control here all game. This is
Vind
looking
immer noch
very good
genug
again.
lang. Ja. Schluss.
Wants to curl some more.
Richtig hätte nicht so koppeln. Nein. Nein.
And once again, Tirinzoni finding herself in a bit of problem here, just like in the third.
Ja. Komm von beiden halb.
Ich denke, der wäre recht gut, wenn der
Ja.
können.
Ja.
Heck!
Ja, ist gut.
Segrist will have to make up for her last shot here with a good one here. She's coming down direct onto that top one in the forefoot.
Gut. Warte.
Heck.
Warte.
In der Füße.
Warte.
Nicht ganz Heck.
Warte.
Nicht ganz Heck.
Okay, warte.
Mal Heck.
Jetzt. Wow.
There we go, nicely done.
Schön. Gut. Schön, Mann.
Gute Länge.
That was a big shot in that end. Doesn't get Tirinzoni fully out of the situation, but it certainly makes it look a little bit better for her. Feltscher an opportunity here just to bump that red one into the top of the forefoot.
Vorne 12.
Ja.
Vorne 12, vorne.
Gut, ja.
That long guard still being a bother.
Vor allem auf die Richtung schauen.
Ja.
I'm not sure with this ice. I think Feltscher might be playing down to the yellow one. Don't see that though.
2, 3. Ist gut. Mensch. Wir sind schon noch. Klapp.
Trying to draw around that one on the top of the four.
Sicher.
Just doesn't want to set up a double.
Mitte.
Kommt 2.
No, she's just guarding it. Okay.
Okay. Aha. Du willst den clearen, ja?
Wie viel hast du denn?
Tirinzoni can
Ein Drittel.
pick that or not.
Ja, fast die Hälfte eigentlich. Nein,
zum
Drittel.
Clearen.
Was ist dein erster Gedanke?
Ich habe mir nur überlegt, wenn wir nur die nehmen, also weißt, wir können den clearen und wir haben den zum Stossen. Was macht die dann, wenn wir nur die Centerguard würden nehmen? Dann müssen sie fast noch mal vor einer 4 irgendetwas kommen, oder?
Ja, das passt mir im Fall nicht. Wenn sie dann denken.
Okay. Ich finde den völlig okay, dann kommt sie nachher
Wir können hier
hinten
glaub,
da
immer
und wir
noch
können...
spielen.
Ist
Und
gut.
raustappen.
Ist gut für mich.
Nach Druck, wenn sie gegen 3 muss legen. Nach Druck, wenn sie gegen 3 muss legen. Ist gut für dich. Wie lange spielst du? Verlieb.
Okay, ist gut. Länge ist gut. Warte.
Weg.
Okay, ist gut. Esther!
Esther!
Ja! Go! Noch mehr!
Tirinzoni also here. She took the back red one. So it clears that up. Feltscher will need to be completely buried here to avoid giving up a 2. Good shot from Tirinzoni there. Will they get around it? They do. And she's laying shot at the back of the forefoot. Very nice shot. Do they see enough of it to be able to move it? Good sweeping here. Need to really get past that really tight in order to get any kind of coverage. Really finishes nicely. Tough shot to move that. Great shot by Binia.
Wir können auch gut Backline spielen, ja? Hinten 8 wird auch langen, oder? 8, 9.
Dat machen wir gut.
Nein.
Aber eigentlich
Ja.
I think about the best she could do is come down and just tap that back the width of a rock. She might be able to make 2 out of this. Worst case, she'll make 1. What she can't do is rub on that top red one. So she's going to have to come past it pretty tight. Binia forced her into a tough shot here.
Nur
Nicht
7.
ganz dort. Okay, warte. Muss gehen.
Nur der Draw.
Rollen.
Nur der Draw.
Warte noch nicht. Warte noch nicht. Die Line, ja, wir richtig. Münder richtig. Oh. Okay, muss gehen. Muss auf die Länge. Muss
Okay,
richtig.
wow.
Sorry.
And steal of 1 for Feltscher. Her rock paid off. That'll make that tighten up that game a bit. It's 6-4. After 5 ends of play, Tirinzoni still has last rock advantage going into the 6th.
Ja, nog zwak zijn. Ranken lassen. Maar ik zei toch al die hals.
Hey.
Ja. Wir wechseln.
Erst am Schluss, das geht.
Trooper is er.
Ist gut. Sehr schön.
Backline.
Ja.
Gut. Bis hart.
Manu.
Sorry, ja.
Schau mal.
Ich kann dir nicht sehen. Bis hart. Schön malen.
Schön. Super. Mitte.
Ich bin mir nicht sicher, Tipps der
Great soft peeling there.
Mitte.
Ist gut, Mitte.
Middaugh der länger.
aus.
Nein, ist
Nicht
Mitte.
länger. Richtig ist gut. Gut so. Tipptopp. Sehr schön.
Gut.
Hören wir mal. Oder in Front? Ja.
Linie ist
Wenig
gut,
Hände.
innen breit. Innen breit,
Wenig
ist
Hände.
breit.
Hey, mach du ein bisschen. Ja,
Ist das? Linie ist gut.
7.
Linie ist gut.
Oh, dann nicht. 7. 7. Ja, go! Ja! Push! Push! Noch ein bisschen. Schön.
Ja.
Gehen wir noch Gard.
Warte mal. Aber es hat echt nur.
Wir noch Gard, Mama.
Nein, wird noch länger, oder?
Gut, gehen wir da.
Probieren wir. Hä?
Mama.
Drüben ist noch hinein.
Ja, richtig auch.
Zieh richtig. 8. Oh, oh. Okay.
Länge wäre nicht schlecht gewesen, gell? Okay. Das war links gewesen. Okay.
Well, Feltscher try to get that center guarded up again. She'll need to continue stealing here. Down 2 without the hammer.
Sehr knapp.
Bitte
Mitte.
Grenze, ja.
Ah, ist gut. Richtig ist gut.
Müsst auch noch ein bisschen. Ja. Mitte
Gehen
2.
der zu fest.
Mitte 2.
Wir gehen zu fest. Gut. Gut so.
Sie gibt ein bisschen weniger, sie hat so viel Eis. Gut.
12, 8.
Gut. 3. Ich glaube, er. Nur nicht. Gut Länge.
Nur 12.
Hat er.
Bis 8. Das ist gut, Länge.
Zieh.
Länge hat er.
Zieh.
And I've been joined by Nancy Smith from British Curling. She's here working with Team Fleming. Hello, Nancy.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Aaron. Hi, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Those that of you that may not know Nancy Smith, she's formerly Nancy Murdoch.
It's my curling name.
Sehr schön, Irene.
Oh, it's all right. I don't think your mic was on there loud enough. Try say low now.
Hello. Hi, Armin.
Ah, there we go. Now we can hear you.
I'm here.
Well, if we're gonna have you here, we want to make sure we hear you too. So Nancy's here. You were working with Team Fleming. You're part of British Curling. They're also part of the program, and you had quite a good weekend here. You've got two teams in the quarterfinals. So Muirhead is obviously a perennial in the quarterfinals here, but Fleming is at. How well have you done at this event last?
Yeah, I guess from Fleming's point of view, they're still an up-and-coming team from transitioning out of juniors over the last couple of years, and just really trying to, pride themselves of trying to be up there with the best world class. That's their kind of mission this year. But to get to the quarterfinals of this event has been definitely.
Is that the first time they qualified for the quarterfinals here?
I would need to check actually. I'm not sure, but on the back of we didn't have a great Stockholm, but so they've responded pretty well after that. So.
And you faced Tirinzoni in the quarterfinal, I guess. The Tirinzoni here qualified playing against Fleming. And we're just in an interesting end here again. Feltscher's been putting pressure on Tirinzoni. Tirinzoni's managed to squeak out of it. Now again, looking at 3 rocks in play. So you've enjoyed the weekend here in Basel?
We always enjoy Basel tournament, Armin. It's they put on a brilliant show for top class curlers and understand the needs of world class athletes. They can't commend everybody enough for not only the conditions but all that goes on behind the scenes. It's you don't need to ask for much when you come here, that's for sure.
It's always nice to hear. We did see your team up in Stockholm 2 weekends ago. Where are you going to next?
So yes, this is our for Eve and Hannah's team. This was our last tournament before we head straight into our European playoffs back home.
Right.
So there's Eve, Lauren, Gray, and Hannah. We all fight it out over a double round robin.
So you've got 3 teams in your European qualifiers.
For the ladies, yeah. There's 4 in the men's.
Same as the Swiss. They'll be starting on Tuesday or Wednesday also. Being here, this is just sliding a bit too long. And definitely a key end, as potentially a lot of curling enthusiasts will know, the 6th end with hammer is massive. Obviously, Savannah's got a 2-head lead, so she really is just looking to score in this end, but she's looking like a multiple score at the moment. Looking like she put the nail in the coffin here if she gets a big end.
For sure.
So you've got the European qualifiers, and then after that, next event.
Yeah, we have
CCT or
we have a down week, and then we head out to Canada for a double header out there.
Okay.
Medicine Hat and then Colonial Square.
All right.
So we're hoping to get some good competition out there again. This will be the girls' 2nd trip in Canada. We're out at Stucells and Oakville. And that was a pretty good tournament. It was a good one at the start of the season. Looks like all the teams in the world are making big conscious efforts now to do as much of the circuit as they can, both in Canada and Europe. But I guess it's starting to move more over to the eastern side of the world as well.
It will be, possibly.
Word has it on the street.
Oh, there's one. That's a little premature at the moment.
Yeah.
We're certainly looking at a big end here, but Feltscher does have an opportunity with those rocks lying around to maybe hide one somewhere. But pretty dicey shot here. This could be the game.
it's one of them ones where she'd prefer to have a freeze behind a guard, but they're looking at potentially, are they going to go in the intern to the one on the back four, or freeze the one on the bottom?
She'll almost need to be shot being down 2, I think.
Exactly.
Needs to attempt to steal. Freezing to the one on the left. Will probably give up a deuce, and that's kind of the, you're down 4 then too. So.
Absolutely. I think this is what her conundrum is. She more or less has to go for it here. So it's do or die.
Hij is heel slank van kleur.
And I think that's what she's decided.
I think so, Armin. I think that would be the call.
Maybe not yet. It's certainly looking that way. She's got to weld this to it and hope for a mistake from Tirinzoni.
Nog liggen lengen, hè?
Genau.
A big responsibility on the sweepers here.
Ja.
They'll be trying to work
Probeer hem
out
er.
speeds of the ice and when to sweep it. And it pretty much has to be inch perfect here, or Tirinzoni will be able to just peel it out and still take 3.
So you're saying that the sweepers have the biggest responsibility with this shot?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's they have a big priority here, but it's in conjunction with the line calls that they know. Never mind the player that's to still play the weight. It's certainly all a team effort, but the sweepers can make such a significance on where they take the stone. If the player has played to the tolerance of the sweepers, there's more chance they can make the stone.
Need to weld it to it. Don't want any separation on it at all. It's just coming up short again. They didn't count for the sliding path. Breakdown in the sliding path. Looked like it was there.
And the slide path is typically the area in the forefoot where a lot of the people, where we slide out, but also a lot of the play tends to go to the centre, and that's a lot of the play has been in there, and the ice just starts to slow up an edge, and sometimes you can just get caught out there.
So looking like a pick here for 4. That would definitely be the game, I would think.
So this team's been doing quite well this year. Won a Grand Slam.
They didn't qualify in Stockholm, but certainly always feel comfortable here in Basel. And she makes the pick, and it's 4, and the gloves are coming off. And I'm sorry that our time was so short, Nancy. That's a score of 4, and that's a 10 to.
Zo.
4 score, final score here in the semi-final. That puts Tirinzoni through. Now just waiting for the results of the Sidorova Muirhead game. Maybe we can jump over there and see what the score is. And there we go. Very close game. Sidorova stealing 1 in the 5th to go up 4-3. Eve, did you watch any of that quarterfinal game, Pätz and
yeah,
Muirhead?
my eye was my other eye was kind of watching just at the side. So yeah, looked like even the girls had a good game this morning.
Quite close in the first 4 ends against Pätz, and then they each of them kind of fell down in one of the ends, and they equaled out.
You took the initiative in the end.
Yeah.
And that was without their lead player, Sarah.
That's
brought
right.
in Janine as their substitute.
Can
this
you
morning.
say anything more about what?
Yeah, I think Sarah's hopefully back on recovery. We managed to get some attention for her, so yeah, hopefully she's going to be okay. I'm not sure if she'll be okay for the next game yet, but we made sure she's got some advice behind the scenes to help her.
And there we see the final score here in the semi-final at the Women's Masters in Basel. Curling Champions Tour coverage, 10-4 for Tirinzoni. The game wasn't as one-sided as it looked. Feltscher certainly had some good opportunities. Missed a couple of key shots, though, and Tirinzoni made short work of them. That puts Tirinzoni through to the final. We will be showing that at 2:45, plus minus. And Nancy, thanks for dropping in.
You're welcome.
See if maybe you can get you. Are you around for the next game?
Yeah, I think we're our flights tonight, so
Oh, well,
we hope to see the final. So
Can I talk you into coming back again to join us? You have to now, because that doesn't qualify
that was
for
just
any work
that
at
wasn't
all.
even a part-time
No,
shift there.
It wasn't even a part-time shift. All right, thanks for tuning in. 2:45 this afternoon, Central European time. Hopefully you guys will all look in, and you should have a great final shaping up. All right, thank you.